YouTube is owner and operator of Strength Shaman Personal Training, back at you with another weekly newsletter, another edition. This time I want to get you thinking. It's the new year. Happy New Year. Officially, it's 2018. Welcome to what I feel like is a race. Everyone's got their goals and everything's set, and they're moving forward. And now is the time of like high hopes, and people are trying to hang on to their goals and they got tons of momentum. We'll see how it goes coming in February. Today I want to get you thinking a little bit about the power of positivity. Now, I read a really interesting article by Vanessa Van Edwards. It was kind of like on some business training, that sort of thing. And she had three major points that really hit home for me. The first one was the power of being positive. She cites a study in the article where she says if people gave a positive interaction or a positive comment at the initial meeting, they found that they would increase their tips by 27%, which is quite incredible. Imagine that. If you entered every conversation with a positive note, you could potentially increase your life by 30% just by doing that one thing. Now, secondly, on top of that, was something called spontaneous trait transference, which actually is if you talk about other people, people will subconsciously perceive you for those things. So if I call somebody a loser, if I call them a liar, if I call them any other sort of names, you are going to subconsciously label me with those traits. So I want to talk to people and tell them how much of a hard worker they are, how much of a champion they are, those sorts of things, because I want people to mutually see or at least subconsciously see me kind of in those same ways. So, we're kind of hanging amongst each other at a high qualitative level, so to speak. This makes me think of the golden rule, right? Do unto others as thou would have done unto you. And maybe this is a subconscious, universal kind of law or language, but just consider it. Spontaneous trait transference. Speak highly of others. And the last point of this whole ramble is that when you speak highly of others, if I speak directly to you, I will actually label you with those traits, where, believe it or not, people are more likely to live up to those outcomes. I think we see this in maybe schoolyards or on teams where we just kind of label a guy that, oh yeah, that's just, Michael, he always does this, right? And when you label people for those things, they tend to live or play into those roles. So if I'm training with a client, I say, hey, you're such a hard worker, you always do the right thing, it's more likely that those clients are really going to live up to that. But if I'm going to point out the bad things, then those clients will probably play into those, and they're not going to be able to improve or overcome some of those obstacles or hurdles. So to recap on the three major points, be positive. You could potentially increase your life by 30% just by opening conversations up on a positive note. I know that there's a lack of vitamin D and people can be grumpy right now, so just think of starting things off on a positive note, and I think you will be pleasantly surprised where the conversations take you. Secondly, speak highly of others, because people subconsciously perceive you in the way that you talk about others. So if you're talking about friends or family or whatever, make sure that you always highlight their positives, because people, again, will see you in that positive light. And that could be very empowering for yourself and for the other person. And lastly, when you're talking to that person, try to label them, empower them, inspire them, give them positive comments, and point out their strengths so that they live up to that and they can always improve and continue to get better. So that's a little bit of psychology for you, a little bit of positivity. Just want to kind of spread that word and shower some of that positivity, that love in the 2018. So we can make this world a better place and empower people and inspire people to be their best all along the way, which is one of the mission statements of Strength Shaman. If you have any questions, please respond to the video. Please send me a message. I love to get feedback on this sort of thing. I just want to get you thinking about health and wellness, about bringing your best self, and hopefully I did it for you this week. If you like the newsletter, please share it with people. Anyone that could benefit, and helping get the word out is always a great thing. Stay tuned for next week. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you the best in 2018.